Hey, welcome back, everybody. Now we're in the last chapter, chapter 10, index numbers. Okay, so this one's quite interesting because it applies to real life things. Okay, so many of you, before I go on to explain all about the formulas, which probably are not that interesting, how about we look into what is it actually all about? What is a index number? What is index? Okay, so as a very simple example of what an index is for example, the price index. Okay, what is a price index? Basically, the price index is something which measures the consumer, that means you, how much you spend. Okay, and this number is used to measure if you are like somebody who wants to learn stock market and all. Okay, so this thing, CPI, this thing can measure your inflation rate. Ooh, okay, so CPI is used to measure inflation rate, and I'm sure you know, maybe if you don't know, but inflation rate is about 2% per year, meaning if you want to buy a computer, 1,000 ringgit this year, next year the price is going to increase by 2%. So that would be, if you want to buy the same laptop or computer next year, will be 1,000 ringgit and 1,020. Okay, so basically the cost of things go up every year. Now let's move this guy away and start to talk about the formulas. All right, so what is this first formula you need to know? Basically, how you want to calculate the price index. Okay, so the first formula, index number I, right? Quite simple. I is the price of the current or the year of interest. That means if your laptop, this is your base value. Okay, let's call this P naught, and then this is your price of interest P1. Okay, so the formula for index is the price of interest over the price of reference P naught. Okay, so but normally what they do is, instead of P naught P1, what they do is we put the year. So for example, let's say last year was what, 20, I don't know, 2022. Okay, and then let's just say we want to measure in the year 2024. Also can, it doesn't have to be year by year, but it can be a span of years. So let's just say 2024, they measured that this became 2% more. So typically when you write it, it can be like this: 24 over 22. Okay, and just to keep track of things, your I also must, I mean, not must, but it's the best way is to keep track of your quantities. It's like this. Okay, you put your number here, the year 24 in relation to 22. Okay, so you want to calculate this. What it looks like is 1020 divided by 100. Sorry, 1000. Oh, sorry. I also missed one more thing in the formula. You have to times 1000. Times 100. Okay, so times 100. And what do you think you'll get from this? Basically, the answer is 102. Okay, so it is another way of looking at something that increase in percentage wise. So we know that this item increased by 2%. But another way to look at it is the index number for the item of the year 24 based on the year 22 is 102. Okay, so this is kind of a number which is used.